Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for joining us with another wonderful fellowship of sunrise and sunsets. I am Cordell. You know what? Let's talk about evolution. Evolution. That's right, to evolve. Yeah, what I would like to do is touch bases on just a few things prior to diving into evolution. Let's talk about revolving. You know, we look at revolving, right? Now you can take the time yourself to look up any reference of definitions of a dictionary or online, however you see fit. Yet to me, revolving is moving in a circular fashion, no different than, a revolving or a spinning door when you enter a building, right? It's constantly revolving when you have to push the door and it goes in a circle, right? Or when you look at a hamster in a hamster wheel, right? That wheel is constantly going in a circular motion. It's a revolution, right? So revolve. We're going to get back to that hamster. So when we talk about things that are constantly going in the same motion, circular motion, we're talking about cycles, right? And so using the hamster is moving, huffing, puffing, going, in which I personally am not an advocate of keeping things in constrict environments, cages, and things of that nature. I prefer for things to be in its own natural habitats. Yet ultimately, where's the hamster going? It's putting in all this work and all this energy, really going nowhere. I mean, if you really think about it. So anyway, when we talk about revolutions, revolving, things going in cycles, that could bring about things repeating themselves. You know, it can repeat itself, and so things happening in a circular way, and that can go into different aspects of those definements and connotations too of cycles. So let's look at revolution. I mentioned that earlier. An aspect of revolution could be a revolution of something moving forward, yet in a circular way, right? It can be used to different aspects of different technologies, sciences, or creative outlooks, the revolution of things. And then we also looking at another aspect of the definement of revolt. You know, what it is that you are revolting away from and or against. And I like to apply the revolution from the revolt aspect. I applied it within myself, as opposed to externally. I looked at it internally. What am I revolting from within me? What is it that I no longer want to be within me, whether it's through learned behavior or readjusting and detoxing my nature? And may you truly know your nature of who you divinely are. So what it is that I need to get rid of, whether it be institutionalized habits, and I say institutionalized habits, which goes into a level of constriction and or captivity, in which through that confinement you have adopted these ways because that's the environment of your mind. And of course, habits, things that repetitively you do and or associate to certain moods, certain things within your life that may have occurred repetitively. And so you exercise these habits that you have. And when I look at any aspect of revolve, revolution, revolt, you can say, well, what does that have to do with evolution, right? Because even when we look at revolution, evolution is in there. And what does re mean, right? We can repeat, rewind. We can do so many things, right? Yet when we talk about evolution, it's something on, I as you could tell, I'm kind of in this great space of thought because to be at the forefront of what you're choosing to evolve into. And if you've been a part of our other fellowships, we've talked about generational change and so many other things when it comes to manifesting what you want. Evolution. I say this: I am the first of my kind. And what I mean of my kind, that goes into my thought process, that goes into the changes that I chose to make, the detoxifications, and the things that I've gone within to realize that are there and have chosen to further, to tinker with, to evolve. So I say I'm the first of my kind due to the fact of there may be certain similarities to others that I may have with the way I feel about Mother Earth, being on Mother Earth, the way that I feel about plant-based foods, meditation, meditative prayers, the power of quiet, going within, change, so on and so forth. I may have, I would say, different things at different times that are similar and acquainted with different people. No doubt about it. Yet at the same time, when it comes to the totality of who I am within thyself, there's only one me. So I am the first of my kind. I am many pieces of my predecessors through my DNA and my bloodline, and then different eras bring about different learned behaviors and influences. Yet when you come into your truest mind, when you come into your truth and pinning upon your approach emotionally to that, oh man, it's a beautiful place to be. So when we talk about evolving, right, the levels of evolution, that's really something for the individual to, I would say, really put emphasis on, to think about and to go within and apply to self. Yet that also means your trajectory, your growth, right? Your progress. That means that that's on you. How do you see yourself? What do you truly envision? Does it have to be a distant dream? Why not a reality? Why not a reality? The power of thinking, the power of choice, the power of clarity, the power of thankfulness, the power of forgiveness, the power of being light, the power of being realistic, and of course, amongst so many things, gratitude. Gratitude, right? The kindness to yourself and the energy that you disperse within existence and the atmosphere. So when I look at my evolution, I actually look at it from a place of, well, there's a few places. One of them, and I may have shared this before, it's also no different than an athlete looking at their last game and going over it. I look at my life that way. I look at my life putting the emotions in a certain place to the side. Not getting rid of it, yet putting it to the side. I studied myself. I looked at myself. And I wanted to extract the wisdom, the knowledge, the lessons, and the electrical energies of my choices. Certain things served its purpose. It's time to move on from it, let it go. And then there are certain things you can re-look at from different angular thinkings on how to situate them, address them, or to solve them, or to initiate them. Yet, to me, it starts within. So when I look at my evolution that affects so many other things, I say, wow, the way that I think, the way that I choose, the way that I talk, how I look at myself, how I view my health, how I view my horizons being further broadened to existence itself. And then, you know what? Wanting it, willing it, and then being determined. So I look at all of these things being a part of my evolution, right? And then it's amazing, amazing, on especially if you have children, how you see those characteristics within them. See, evolving is constant. It's ongoing. You know, here on Sunset and Sunrises, I said sunset and sunrises because there's something to that. I like that. On sunrise and sunsets, which the sunset also has a space going into the sunrise. Time doesn't stop. Change is constant and evolution is ongoing. So, you know, it just takes my breath away to talk about this because I love it so much. You do have it in you. May you will that energy. May you want to objectively analyze yourself. And may you pay attention to your evolution. No different than you looking at a baby first birth, and now they're at the age of 5, they're at the age of 20, now they're 40. Can we appreciate ourselves and finally get to the point of being curious and interested and say, wow, I have evolved and I'm still evolving. So how do I want to invest within myself, being in the driver's seat of my evolution? It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I think I'm going to give myself a good hug on that one. Thank you, Bottom, for choosing to evolve. Hey, and with that, with evolution, it does not stem from everything having to be filled with a lot of baggage, traumas, hurt, pains either. It could just be a conscientious choice, a conscientious awareness of what's already naturally taking place. The thing is are you interested in realizing it or not? And are you curious enough to tap into it so that you can fully allow it to serve you well? Therefore, you're serving yourself well. Evolution. We're evolving. And as we evolve, you do have a say-so in that evolution. You're saying it anyway. Right? It's a beautiful thing. So, with that being shared, right? Thank you for joining us again on another powerful fellowship of sunrise and sunsets and sunrises. Because as the sun rises, we go through that full day to that sunset, and then that sunset goes through that full period to the sunrise. Right? Going in those cycles, man. Continuation. So with that being shared, thank you for joining us. I'm so highly appreciative. And yeah, be attentive to your evolution and have fun with it. Apply it. Let it serve you. This is Sunrise and Sunsets. I am Baba Cordell. Stay in gratitude.